All right, Arrow season 3, episode 6, and right off the bat, I had no idea they were gonna go this route with the trainer. I'm gonna call him Wildcat because that's his professional boxer name. But I had no idea they were actually giving him a developed storyline, and even one that actually can be told parallel to the Arrow. Because when I first saw him, I thought I was like, oh, he's just gonna be, the way for Laurel to learn how to fight, and that's it. But no, it's like here's like, oh, he has a backstory. He has, a past that's gonna come back to haunt him. That has to revolve around, what's going on with the Arrow and Roy. It's like, okay, like I didn't see this coming, but okay, even the background characters are getting some development. That's nice. I like to see that. And the only thing about the episode, however, that didn't really hit with me was near the end, where we're shown this new Archer. And at first I'm thinking, he's like, oh, is she the one that killed Sarah? Like, oh my god, we finally see the culprit. But then I'm looking at her, I'm thinking, I would find it very hard to believe that she's the one that killed Sarah. Her opening line was, I'm Cupid, stupid. And her bow and arrows look like hearts, and she's even dressed like kind of unprofessionally, like just like a normal civilian, so no real leather or blacks, like she's trying to hide, or like no professional assassin. So I'm just questioning as to whether is she the one who killed Sarah, or is this just a new enemy for the Arrow to defeat? Because Cupid, yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard of her anywhere in any of the DC comics in any way or shape or form, but she doesn't seem that threatening. But who knows? Maybe she actually is, and it was just like she had a very bad introduction. But either way, there it is, because we've discovered that Roy didn't actually kill Sarah. It was just his mind playing tricks on him. It was his mind trying to tell him, hey, you did kill someone, but it was not Sarah. The only reason I'm using Sarah as an example is because it's the closest thing to what you actually did. And now I do remember that Roy did kill that cop from last season when he was going crazy for the Mirakuru, but I didn't realize that they never told him about that. I would have believed they told him about that during the little time skips, like, oh yeah, by the way, if we're gonna move on with your training, you have to know you killed a guy, so I'm gonna have to put you through the ringers, like really, put you on focus, discipline you. But I guess not. It's like, I don't want to tell you because killing someone changes a person, and I didn't want that to happen to Roy. So in that sense, it does make sense. But on another level, it's like, okay, so Roy didn't actually kill Sarah, and I guess that's good, because then it would just be awkward. It's like, yeah, that means Laurel has to put up with knowing someone she knows, and possibly someone who's not gonna face any true justice, is to get to walk around. He's the one that killed Sarah, and now he has to get to walk around, do nothing. Like, all right, but so I'm glad that he's not the one that actually killed her. However, I will say that as soon as the villain of this episode kind of told Roy, it's like, oh, the Arrow doesn't care about you, you're just another weapon in his arsenal. I immediately just started thinking like, oh, his name is Arsenal now, you can't change it, and we gotta call him Arsenal now. It's even confirmed at the end. It's like, oh, maybe we should call you Arsenal, that's a good name for you. It's like, okay, alright, I guess we're gonna call him Arsenal now. But it's a cool name. I do like the name. It just seems like, okay, it's like, that's how they come up with it. All right, and it's kind of fun. But either way, the whole Laurel and Wildcat storylines, like you gotta tell me the truth. Who is this guy? And I did like Wildcat's backstory. It's like, okay, he was a vigilante as well, like the same way Arrow was. He didn't really kill anyone. He just beat them, to a near pulp, and I guess pretty much let them, get arrested by the police. And he even took on an apprentice, and now the apprentice is the one who became the villain because of what happened between them 6 years ago. 6 years ago, apparently they were chasing down this drug dealer who was pushing drugs in school areas, and the sidekick went in ahead of him and killed him. I'm guessing on purpose or maybe by accident. But either way, Wildcat just decided, I'm cutting you off. This was a line you just crossed, and I can't let you go any further. Leave Starting City, I'm not going to turn you into the police or anything like that, but I can't watch over you anymore. And eventually, that led to him being kidnapped by the gang members that were, associated with the drug dealer and tortured him, supposedly. So I did like the little parallel right there. Should Oliver, cut off Roy because of what he might have done to Sarah? Now, I realized that Oliver, knew that he wasn't actually the one that killed Sarah. It was just his mind playing tricks on him. But still, it's still a good parallel. Like, yeah, he did kill a cop. How do I just let him in on that? But the difference is Oliver has killed before, in the first season. So maybe that's why he was more welcoming to Roy, still being under his tutelage. It's like, yeah, I know you killed someone, but it was not really your fault. Unlike me, who I was fully aware of what I was doing. I just thought I was doing it for the right reasons, but there's never a right reason to kill someone. So that's pretty much a difference. So when Oliver told Wildcat, like, it's not that, you let him go too late, it's that you never should have gave up on him. You should have kept him under your tutelage. Difference is, Wildcat probably never killed anyone, unlike Oliver was, so he still wasn't that ready to deal with the fact that he had an apprentice that did kill someone. So maybe that's the kind of the parallels. And I did like that. It was interesting. But either way, while that storyline was going on and the Roy storyline was going on, it was just amazing to see the past, how Oliver had to really work with this guy again and find this courier. Now, I was a little confused at their, back and forth and with their dialogue. Now, I don't know if they were trying to bring down Amanda Waller with information, because it didn't seem like they were doing this for Waller. Now, I don't really want to get into this unless I know more. So, all that's good to say is that he learned meditation, the memory thing, from, this family. Now, the wife of this guy, of this agent, is really interesting. She clearly has some background in this kind of stuff. She's dealt with this. And it's because she's not as panicky or as you would expect her to be in the situation that she's in. She seems, more calm and reserved, but still, hateful of Oliver because of who he works for and what his situation is dragging her family into. But either way, for right now, this episode didn't really give me much else to talk about. Like I said, the new, I suppose, villain introduced to us at the end, Cupid, I don't know. It doesn't seem like she's that big of a threat or even going to be that impressive in the rest of the season. But I might be wrong. Maybe she's going to be more prevalent. Maybe she's going to play a big part. Maybe she's the one that killed Sarah. I doubt it, because I think they would have realized, like, hey, these arrows have hearts on them. That's weird. Only one person maybe I know of. But who knows? But all in all, this episode was fun. It was exciting. I loved it. And I really can't wait to see where this is going to go. Roy does seem to still be guilt-ridden, even though he found out he just killed a cop, not Sarah. But it's still, to him, it's wrong. It's like, now what I'm going to do? I'm going to be so afraid to go out there, still, protect people if I might lose control and actually, accidentally kill someone. But either way, where that's going to go, I have no idea. But, it's keeping me surprised so far, this season. And I can't wait for more. So until then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye-bye.